Yeah! What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a much anticipated episode of the Those Movie Dudes podcast. Here once again to talk about films, new release movies, see which movie we're going to throw off the train this week with Nate's Choice, play a little trivia, talk a little news, and just have a lot of fun along the way talking about movies. I had some Twizzlers at the theater this week, but let's figure out what the other dudes had. Let's bring in Ducky and Debbie.
Ooh. Oh my god, what is that duck that you're holding up, Nate? That is insane.
What is sapphire duck? Wow.
It's sparkly glitter. I got it out of the claw machine.
Oh my god, that is awesome.
Oh,
It looks like
Spencer,
the
just
heart
you
of the
wait.
Stever
I've got
duck.
a surprise for you when I come down. Just you wait.
Hell yeah.
I have a nice little collection started.
Yeah. Dude, I've been obsessed with this like squishy little duck that Brooke got me a couple weeks ago, and it glows too. Like, you just like turn it on the bottom and he just glows different colors. He's so cute, so fat, squishy.
Glow in the dark.
Anyways, yeah. Happy to
Do
be back.
people know why we call you Ducky? Because I wonder, like, because every episode we're on StreamYards, which first of all has a duck logo, but like,
Well, that was coincidence. We didn't ask.
That
for
was
that.
coincidence.
That was just
We
like,
d- we don't run the
we might as
platform.
well use.
But it also says S on the thing, so I have
know
a
it's fucking
feeling
weird, right? Like, ducks are just
Spencer
everywhere.
create StreamYard.
StreamYard.
Yep. Yeah. No. Welcome back to another episode of Those Movie Dudes. We missed last week. How to push it, but sorry, Lucas. Essentially, but Nate. Before we started, you had mentioned that you have a stack of Blu-rays in front of you. Did you just go hard on the Amazon purchase recently, or the Bull Moose visits? Like, what's going on with that? Please
Bull
explain.
Moose, man. I work full time now, so I have a bunch of money that I can just spend uselessly. So it's not the fattest stack, but it's 5 Blu-rays.
That's a quality stack these days, especially
And I've
outside
seen all
of
of these.
discount season.
So these are quality purchases that I'm willing to rewatch. So I got Terrifier 2 with the slipcover.
Ooh, okay.
I had to do it.
Nice.
I was like, it's time. So, and I rewatched it recently and I liked it much more the second time around. It's a
Okay.
lot of fun. The second one is almost, I would say Terrifier 2 is probably a remake of this. It's Guess Who's Coming to Dinner with Katharine Hepburn and Sidney Poitier. Yeah, it's a lot like Terrifier 2. Got that guy, and then I got Trick or Treat, the Scream Factory Blu-ray with the changeable thing on the inside. I thought,
Wow,
well,
that
it's
John
about time.
Still has not seen, I believe.
I had didn't we? I thought you said I watched it on the show, but it's one of those movies I don't remember watching.
I don't know. Yeah,
No,
honestly,
I
you
just
tell
don't
me.
think you watched it.
At this point, I don't think I have, and if I did, then I need to rewatch it.
Then to add to my A24 collection, I got the Green Knight
Oh, hell yeah!
because it had a clean slipcover, and I think it was like $9. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. See, yeah.
Love it.
Mine's
yeah.
way back. It's
And
over
I'm-
there. I promise.
I've been meaning to rewatch it because I really did like it. It's
Sam, I've only seen
like
it
an
once.
Odyssey type of thing. But beautiful movie. And then this one, it just happened to release at Bull Moose, and the new copy wasn't that expensive, so I figured I would go for it. And the reason I grabbed it is because this director's first movie is very hard to find on Blu-ray. So I figured I'd grab this while I was there and got Memoir of a Steal.
Whoa.
Oh,
Nice.
oh.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was like,
Fine.
I have yet to see Mary and Max anywhere. I'm sure I could probably find it on Amazon or something, but I saw this and I was like, I'm not going to let this happen. I hate that feeling when there's a movie I want, I can never find it. And so before regretting it, I just pulled the trigger. I said, take my money. I've been wanting to rewatch this because the style is just bizarre and I love it. So
Great
Nice.
pickups,
All right.
Nate.
Fat,
Great pickups.
fat little stack right there.
Sounds like you got a pretty solid deal on all of them too. So I'm proud of you.
Yeah,
Happy
they
for
were only
you.
$150 total, but it is what it is.
Maybe not then. I'd say no, because that's. I mean, I remember the Black Friday.
No, the most
day.
expensive one was Trick or Treat because it's a Scream Factory release. So even a pre-owned copy is a little high, but I was willing to pull the trigger. I was feeling naughty that day.
Well, you know what? We've said it before. We'll say it again. It's like, streaming may not be forever, but those movies can sit on your shelf and your bomb shelter forever. And the government can't take those away from you. So if you want to watch
like
Trick or
Howard
Treat
from 10 Cloverfield Lane and just have my bunker, wait for the aliens to come, and just play Monopoly and watch Pretty in Pink all by myself.
There you go. That's all that matters.
Right. I mean, we're probably going to lose the internet someday during some like apocalypse or like catastrophe. So at least we'll have.
Who knows if we'll be here?
Do you know how fragile the system of satellites are up there? There's like 7,000 satellites. If there was like, if one of them crashed and just created a chain reaction and all of the other ones got damaged, we would be absolutely fucked. So you never know. Better watch the Electric State now before the internet's gone.
Do you guys ever like fantasize like what you would do like if there was an apocalypse, like realistically? I think about that all the time. Like literally all the time. I don't necessarily think of like
some point
zombie or like
or just end of the world.
I always think of like Rapture, where just like you wake up and just like everyone's gone one day. Like what would you do? Like I Am Legend type shit.
I would steal a lot of things. I would steal things. I would break into people's homes and businesses and take things.
Go find cars, find out.
Yeah, because you know me. Like before I was 18, I was sort of a klepto. So I mean, even after, regrettably.
Do you remember, Nate? Did you watch the Last of Us TV series on Max?
Yes. Yeah.
You did. Okay. I couldn't remember if you had or not. Like I remember episode 3 was like just about like Nick Offerman's character, like what he did during the apocalypse, and like he essentially just like had a small little town, everyone evacuated. He fenced out the entire area, like got like generators going. He built this whole bunker down and everything. And I don't know, I just always think of that. I just think it'd be fun, but also terrifying.
I would take like. Part of me wanted to say a trailer park. And just have something like that. That way they're all connected. Like if something were to happen, I could like have an escape hatch from one pop up across the trailer park and another, and just be like, "Oh yeah, you gonna come get me, whatever you are." I know that was kind of for like a zombie situation, but no, that would be cool. Find like a road with some small houses on it and just board up. I've always fantasized having my own doomsday bunker, but I would have like an abandoned bus on my yard, and people be like, "Oh, that's cool. There's a weird bus there." And then you'd get on and there's an escape hatch and it just goes like 200 feet down. And then I just have a bunker. It's basically just a mock movie theater with a bed and a bunch of chairs.
You could build that in Minecraft pretty easily. Why don't you just build that? And then maybe it'll come to fruition at some point,
Well, I do have a shovel. There is a yard outside, and I live in northern Maine, so there's definitely abandoned buses. So I think I can make this work. I might need some help. If you guys are willing to work for no money, hit us up.
We're doing that right now.
I may have a job for you.
Well, I mean, I can use my skills as a kleptomaniac and steal you a fresh bus if you really want, and then we can use that. How about that?
Combine everyone.
Where's John? He comes back with just Funkos and
12 years of slave on Blu-ray.
Hey, and what about what I used Oreo whoopie pies, whatever those were? Yeah, sorry, CVS.
Yeah,
well, that was an admission of guilt, so I consider moving on.
Hey, I returned that pack of gum, but then I couldn't go back.
That was hilarious. Anyways, you guys want to jump into the first segment here and do some movie news?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know where Pete is though. He's not. Oh, there he is. Okay.
Hey, come here.
This is movie news.
Peter live here every single podcast, and now he's gone.
Get under the bed.
All right.
Yeah, we only have room for 3 cameras. He is here. It's just audio though, and it's just for the drops, and he does it identical every single time.
I said before we hit record on the podcast, if you guys are ready to get sweaty, and sweaty indeed, because Avengers Doomsday full
Oh boy.
cast gets revealed. I'm sure you guys have already taken a look at the full cast. Right? Yes.
I've
John
seen it.
shaking his head
I've
Seen
yes.
a little bit. I've
I didn't
seen
know it
some of
was-
the
Okay.
main ones.
Yeah, I didn't know it was the quote unquote full cast. Like, there's nobody else in this movie.
Well,
Like,
we'll get
th-
into that
these are the main
in a
characters?
bit. But it was interesting on how they decided to reveal this cast because they picked, I think it was like a Tuesday or Wednesday of last week, and they essentially just had a bunch of chairs with the actors' names on them. It started with Chris Hemsworth, and then every 15 minutes or 12 or
Oh.
whatever, they would dolly back and reveal another name. And the live stream went on for 5.5 hours and it scored
I did not know that's how they did
275
it.
million views. At one point I checked during the day because I was at work and I just like pulled up a new screen just to see what was going on. And it had like 9.7 million people watching. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? There's 9.7 million people sitting here watching a chair with Patrick Stewart's name on it. Like, okay, like this is insane.
That's
I just
commitment
waited
if
till
I've
the
ever
end
seen
and then
one.
watched, saw the full list. But it was just interesting that that's how they decided to reveal the cast. And then obviously at the end, Robert Downey Jr. like walked down all the chairs and then sat in the last one and then did his little like shh thing that he does. Like, he's so fucking quirky and fun.
I love him, dude.
But
oh my god.
the cast is interesting. I don't know if you guys really know the full thing here. So we got Chris Hemsworth back. We got Thor, Captain America, Black Panther, and Shang-Chi for Avengers coming back.
Okay.
You got the whole Thunderbolts and you got the whole Fantastic Four crew coming back. So with the Thunderbolts, that kind of confirms that everyone's going to make it out of that movie. So the stakes are pretty low there. Next month when that movie comes out.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And then you also have a bunch of X-Men joining the crew with Patrick
Ooh,
Stewart
yeah.
and Ian McKellen coming back as Xavier Magneto.
Yo,
You got
that's
James
crazy,
Marsden
bro.
as Cyclops, Alan Cummings Nightcrawler, Mystique, the original Mystique, Kelsey Grammer as Beast, and then Channing Tatum as Gambit. Made his appearance in Deadpool and Wolverine, and he's gonna continue on with Avengers Doomsday, which is weird. And then you have just some other MCU people like Tom Hiddleston's coming back, Namor, I guess, and the other guy from Black Panther. So cool, whatever. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of these shows and movies recently, so the biggest thing here for me is just like seeing the inclusion of 20th Century's Fox original X-Men crew. I think that's kind of interesting.
Dude,
What do you guys think of this cast?
if none of the Thunderbolts, none of Fantastic Four, and they just had Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, and the other Avengers, I would be above the moon. Like that's okay with me. They don't like I get it's Doomsday. It's like this next big movie. They have to one up everything they've done in the past, but this is a big cast, man. This is a big cast. And if you thought that, you know, it's kind of a clusterfuck to try to fit in all these people. So, I mean, some of these people are
A
probably
lot
going
of
to have
characters.
30 seconds on the screen, like, honestly. So, I just hope Fantastic
Yeah.
Four is good because I want to love that cast, and I think that I will. But you know, the last handful of movies from Marvel have been not good. So we'll see. It's exciting though. It's very exciting. I'm glad they're doing another one of these movies.
I'm excited for
Nate,
Magneto.
What do you think?
Like that was one of the first ones that I remember seeing because I kind of had the idea we had seen Robert Downey Jr.'s Doc Doom reveal like last year at D23
about a
or
year ago.
something. So that one I knew about, and then you can kind of do process of elimination of the ones that have still had shows or movies coming out. But yeah, the X-Men thing was cool. That and Fantastic Four, but it's a new cast, so I'm willing to give it a shot. But seeing Magneto and Xavier, just like two of the biggest X-Men characters there is, I was like, okay, this is going to be cool. And I've been having Magneto videos pop up on my YouTube feed, and I'm just like, how overpowered is this character and what can he do in a doomsday type situation? So,
Nate, have you seen the original X-Men movies? Like X2, X-Men, Last
Oh,
Stand?
wow.
I've seen Days of Futures Past and Logan, and that's it.
Okay. You
Both
haven't seen
great.
First Class?
Nope.
Okay, interesting. All right.
Those are wow. Okay.
So
I was
yeah,
never
so
an
these
X-Men
characters
guy,
you haven't really
really.
seen them in action yet. Besides, I mean, Patrick Stewart probably. But yeah, okay.
Yeah,
That's
no,
all right.
I know who they are and kind of what they do. I know Mystique because J-Law played her.
Why did I
And
think Carmen
Gambit, of
Electra
course.
played Mystique in the original? Rebecca Romijn?
Yeah, it's not Carmen Electra. No.
Is she, has
Carmen,
she
I
ever
haven't
played
that
Mystique?
since like middle school, dude. The Carmen Electra. Holy shit.
Are you thinking of
I
Jennifer
thought
Garner
that I
playing
thought she
Elektra?
played her.
No, she did not.
She's definitely been in an X-Men movie.
This is a ginormous cast. I can't imagine getting this cast together to film this movie. That's just insane to think about. But really interesting list here. But there was a couple of names that I was expecting to see that didn't show up. Like we didn't see Benedict Cumberbatch, didn't see Tom Holland, Hugh Jackman. I was thinking maybe one of the MCU TV show guys were going to show up, like Matt Murdock, Daredevil, or Oscar Isaac,
Dude.
Moon Knight. But maybe it's going to
Deborah
come
Ann
out
Woll.
later on. That would be cool. But the thing is, another casting announcement is going to come shortly. So they might do another one of these like seats reveal type things again, especially because the
There's
other one
gonna
was
be more.
successful as a marketing stunt. Despite the backlash, people hated it. There's a lot of people covering it during the day, and they were all just like, "This is the stupidest fucking thing ever. It's so boring. We're just sitting here 15 minutes looking at a chair." I'm like, "Well, you're choosing to do that, so that's on you." And I'm sure your engagement's great. So why don't you calm down and just take the money? But regardless, there's going to be more people, so we'll see if those other names pop up, like Tom Holland or Charlie Cox.
You're
Brie
telling me
Larson.
Tom Holland's not in this movie as Spider-Man? There's no
Well,
way.
Well, he's
so
probably
they-
getting ready for
they-
his next one.
Yeah,
but he's
Spider-Man
gonna be
4
in
is already
Doomsday.
announced. It's coming out like 2 weeks away from his Christopher Nolan movie, The Odyssey. So
Okay.
we're gonna get a huge Tom Holland month come July of next year. With
He's going to be in it.
Spider-Man 4 and
I don't see how Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman don't make an appearance in this movie. I
No,
don't.
Ryan
How is
Reynolds
that possible?
probably will not been the trial that he's about to go into with Justin Baldoni in March. I think they're gonna
Well, if he doesn't go to jail,
let Ryan Reynolds finish that off before they decide what to do with him next.
And with the whole
some hot water.
multiverse, it's anyone could really make an appearance.
I really wanted
Trevor
to
Lawrence.
see
Cap
this
comes back, Chris
slow
Evans.
Dolly back,
Like,
and you see the name on the back of the chair, Nicolas Cage, Ghost Rider. I mean, I
Oof.
would have freaked out. I would have
oh
like,
my
Oh,
god,
absolutely my shit.
I would die, dude.
Yeah,
I forgot
be
about
fun.
that. That would be insane, bro. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Huh.
Yeah, maybe.
No.
I hope Crossbones comes back.
Okay. Okay, sure. Just a big Frank Grillo guy over there.
Yeah,
that
I
makes
want to
sense.
see Frank Grillo. I want him to be the star of the movie. Let's be
or
real.
like
Yeah.
Colossus, the X-Force.
Or what's the guy who plays Juggernaut in X-Men: The Last Stand? I want him. That guy. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. That guy. I want him. I want him to say that again, and that's it.
I don't
And then
know.
That's why
Elliot
he's
Page,
hired.
alternate universe, can play her character again, but as a man.
Yeah. So if they're gonna announce any other name, I want to figure out what name that you want to see the most. For me personally, I really want to see Charlie Cox, Daredevil, show up with everybody else. I'm really enjoying the new season that's out right now. It's like the first Marvel show I've watched since like Moon Knight. So I'm really enjoying it. I like it a lot. Love the Netflix show, and I want to see him pop up more because he showed up in Spider-Man: No Way Home for like one scene. So you're like, oh, he's gonna come back. So hasn't happened yet. But
Yeah, just to
That's what I
tell
wanna
Peter
see.
that he's not going to get arrested.
yeah, he's like, I'm a really good lawyer. Catches a brick through a window, and he's like, all right, fuck you.
How'd
That's
you
tough,
do
man.
that?
If you're
Well,
if you say him, give me the Punisher. I mean, geez, dude, just give me that
Frank
universe.
Grillo.
I just don't know if it. I don't know if it works because
Yeah,
we're
it's
dealing with
tough.
like people like Thor and like gods and stuff. Like, there's a reason why they didn't have Daredevil in these movies because he wouldn't be able to stand a chance. Like,
so I didn't watch She-Hulk,
like
but I know that Daredevil was on it. But didn't he and She-Hulk like hook up and stuff, and they were doing some really corny stuff there? Like, I remember seeing some recap video, and I'm like, what are they doing to my boy? Like, this is terrible. But
yeah, that was stupid. Whatever they did was stupid. And She-Hulk, let's just forget that ever happened. But I still don't think like Luke Cage could probably compete. Like, he's bulletproof. Like, I could see him. Daredevil, yes, again, but it's like Thor. If he threw his hammer at him, he would explode. So it's like, I don't know how that works.
Who knows?
I guess he would, but sure. I'll do whatever. I don't care. But I love Daredevil. I was literally just watching it an hour ago. Like, he's so fucking cool. But
okay, good. Glad you're watching it. Nate, one name that you get psyched about.
Well, I'm not into the TV shows and whatnot, but just one
you don't
character
have to do TV show.
I'd like to see come back would be Doctor Strange, because you have all these just in-universe powerhouses, but what happens when you have somebody that can be out of this universe or can send you to a different universe like that? He's like a really nice variable to have in a movie like this. And he played a huge part in like Endgame and Infinity War because he controlled the Time Stone and he could basically do whatever he needed to until, Thanos happened. But I just like him as just this kind of doctor, shaman type character that doesn't necessarily need to be involved, but when the world or the universe needs it, he's kind of got the ability to just step in and make a decent impact. So, and that'd be cool. Maybe give him like a suit upgrade or an outfit upgrade as the Doc.
I will say
he's one of my favorites anyway, just because something about the mystic arts.
And you never watched Multiverse of Madness, the Sam Raimi?
I haven't.
Interesting.
I have not.
I feel like that's like right up your alley then. I didn't know you liked that character that much, but yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I have a real choice.
Okay, go for it.
Give me Evan Peters, Quicksilver.
That'd be cool.
Interesting.
That'd be
or
sick.
What about
yeah, I only
Aaron
watched
Taylor Johnson's.
Well, he died, but
Aaron
that
Taylor
doesn't really
Johnson,
stop anybody from
Wanda's brother.
He's dead, but it doesn't really matter. They could, and all the Guardians are absent from this list too, which is interesting.
That is true as well. Yeah.
So
Guardians 4.
Overall, I mean, this whole announcement, all it did for me is just kind of raise an eyebrow. It's been like, oh, look, doing over there? That's interesting. But I
like
definitely am. I'm curious, but we'll see what happens. That's just a huge cast list that they built this week.
They could literally make two fully different movies. They have so many characters that they could make Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Doomsday alternate universe with two completely different casts. That's how many people that are in the MCU at this point. It's like they could have not had anybody on this list and just done completely different ones. And I've been like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. That's insane.
It's just hard for me.
Quill makes it back because he said he wasn't coming back at the end of Guardians 3. He's on Earth.
Who?
This Peter Quill, Star-Lord.
Oh.
He's on Earth. It's like, oh, we need to get everyone. We need all
Guardians
our help.
reference. Who? I thought you were doing that.
Oh.
Okay. Anyways,
Star-Lord, man.
I'm sure he'll be in it. I mean, yeah, we could beat this to death. What was your answer though, Spencer? Well, you said Matt Murdock, but
I said Matt Murdock or Nicolas Cage, Ghost Rider. Those are the two I think would have gotten me like really excited, being like, okay, shit, this is cool. But it's hard for me to really get excited because the Russo brothers are directing it, and they just made one of the worst movies I think I've ever seen in my entire life. But
they're good at one thing.
I've been meaning to watch it.
They're good at one thing.
That is true. They are good at one thing, I guess, and that is directing pilots of TV shows and doing superhero shit. So I guess maybe they're back in. I don't know. Whatever. I
would be concerned if they had a random director come in and do this. Like, I'm glad that it is them. Even it is what it is.
Moving on. All right. But speaking of casting, Mikey Madsen got offered her next project. Nick is shaking his head over there. Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
Or you know what it is, John? Do you know what it is?
I don't. I know. I
Okay.
saw that she just did SNL last night. I was watching some of the bits, but that's
I
all
haven't seen any of the skits yet. But she has been offered the Resident Evil lead. Why are they still making these movies? I haven't seen a single Resident Evil movie. I haven't played any of the games. I mean, I did a little bit of the VR Resident Evil thing, and that's pretty cool. So I don't really have any attachment to this lore, but the only thing that actually kind of makes me excited about it is hearing that Zach Kreger is going to direct it, because he did Barbarian. He has a movie coming out, and it's called Weapons, that I'm hearing is excellent. It's like a horror anthology, so that could be cool. So him behind it gets me a little excited, and her obviously attached, but I have no attachment to the franchise, and I would really rather see her just continue doing more, just smaller stuff. But
I
this is a paycheck.
I hate this.
But
I don't like this at
Zach
all.
Kreger,
I don't
I like that.
I don't think she should do it. I've never cared to watch those movies. It's like I'm not a Resident Evil fan. They've made 10 of them. I don't care. Just have Kate Beckinsale continue to do whatever the fuck she does.
That's Underworld.
I don't care. It's
Yeah,
the same shit.
not
It
far
doesn't
off.
matter. She's beyond this. She shouldn't. But it sounds like she hasn't accepted it. It's like I'm sure she's getting offered roles left and right, but like I don't care about this.
But the
Yeah.
director of Barbarian means it could be interesting. I think. I mean, he's got a style. He's got some. I don't know. I think he can direct a good movie. So
If they can
Yeah, we'll
ground it, because I've seen the first Resident Evil, and Mila Jovovich is great, but
Oh, that's who it is.
gets caught in that late 90s, early 2000s, like heavy CGI sci-fi boom, which it doesn't look good now, and I doubt they can make it look good. But if he makes it more practical and scary, I'd be on board. If it was more down to earth type of thing and more like The Outbreak or more like the original games where there's a bunch of mutants and stuff like that. But
I'm
optimistic, I guess.
Yeah, Sam. I'm with you there. I just find it so interesting that they just refuse to give up on this franchise. Like, I don't know how many movies they've made. I mean, all of the Mila Jovovich movies. Then they've made a couple other ones. Like there was one that came out recently called like Raccoon City or something. And then there's a TV Netflix show, Resident Evil, and just none of them have been received well. Nobody really cares. So I'm just like, who's asking for this? But if she gets a fat check out of this and they make a really cool movie, then why would I care? So let's see it.
Or don't
But,
aim for a
well.
franchise. Just maybe do like a remake of Resident Evil and just make it its own world. Because then they kind of give her a little bit of freedom to expand on stuff instead of needing to follow a timeline that's already in place.
Yep.
I just don't think these movies need to exist, and don't put Mikey Madsen in them. I just
John,
why?
you're thinking of Underworld.
No, none of them need to. Underworld, like Resident Evil, like Silent Hill, like all of these movies need to fucking die. Like, can we move on, please? It's just more franchise bullshit. There's been multiple weekends where, like, probably like middle to end of last year, where the only movies that came out that weekend were sequels. I'm done with it. I don't want that to happen anymore. Like, can we just? I'm just done with it. So, will I see it? Yeah, like whatever. But
Yeah,
Speaking
whatever.
of-
I'll go
like, I'll
pay
see
my
the
money.
movie.
I'll get the
Being done with
$30 Resident Evil bucket.
Yeah, it'll be-
Next topic here. A couple quick ones, and we'll finish it here. We got the first trailer for PTA's One Battle After Another with Leonardo DiCaprio. Did you guys watch it? Yes
No.
or
I
no?
saw a little
Paul
bit,
Thomas
but I
Anderson?
kind of avoided it.
That's fine. That's all
I-
good. The only thing I really want to mention here is that it's a Warner Brothers movie. They gave him $130 million to make it. It's Paul Thomas Anderson's biggest budget that he's had to work with. He's got
Wow.
Leo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro, Regina Hall, Tiana Taylor, Alana Haim. They're all in to star in this movie with him, or with PTA behind it. It looks shot on VistaVision, looks really crazy. I don't know if it's gonna be successful in the box office, but it looks great. It looks like Leo's locked for another Oscar nomination or win. It just
Wow.
looks really good. So didn't know if you guys saw it. If you haven't seen it, no worries, don't watch it. Just know that we're getting a really high budget PTA movie in September, and it looks like it could get a bunch of Oscar nominations. So that's exciting. Just want to throw it out
Yeah,
there.
the trailers popped up a couple of times, and like I've seen this scene that this picture is in particular, where he's kind of walking around looking like a bum, and
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, I know what this is. I'm kind of wanting to avoid it because
Yep, do that.
I don't want my opinion to get messed with before a PTA movie comes out. Because come on, he's one of the best.
I just think it's hilarious that this is just another product of those two people that were in charge of Warner Brothers, basically just giving blank checks to filmmakers, like, hey, we're gonna make some really like ballsy moves here. We're gonna give Bong Joon-ho like 150 million to make a sci-fi movie about replicas, or we're gonna
and it was
make
great.
Todd Phillips $250 million Joker movie that's a total art house fart box. They're just losing money left and right at Warner Brothers, and this is another one. $130 million. Paul Thomas Anderson, Leo DiCaprio. I'm like, at least they're making those swings. So I just think they're
doing just
money.
fine. They're not going to make or break the bank.
They're going to get fired soon. Just wait. I mean, just wait. It's going to happen. You guys need to be watching The Studio on Apple TV. Oh my God, it is literally a show made for us. It's hilarious.
I do want to check it out.
Freaky, like how realistic it is.
Yes. And then last two quick stories here. 20th Century Studios lands Scorsese's film with The Rock and Leo DiCaprio in Hawaii. It's going to be a 20th Century Studios Disney movie. It's going to put up the budget. It's going to be theatrical. So I think the right studios behind it to give it the distribution and awards campaign that it needs. So very cool. Glad it's not going to a streamer. And then
interesting. Okay.
And then the last
Hawaii
little
5-0
news here. Suns is moved to Boulder, Colorado, 2027. So let's book our flights, pack our bags.
I'm down.
Let's go to
I'm freaking down.
Colorado is awesome, you guys. I think I've wanted to go to Boulder.
I've been to Denver,
the Denver airport.
But never been to Boulder. So let's get some skis. Let's go watch some movies. Let's pack our bags.
I love it. I've driven by Boulder on my way to Denver. No, where the fuck? I've driven by Boulder, but I've only heard about Boulder in the Chainsmokers song. So I'd love to go there and watch some movies.
Oh my God.
Well, it's caused a lot of controversy online. I mean, a lot of people are sad to see it leave Park City, Utah. I mean, that's where it started, and it's been that home forever. But I like that it's going to remain that kind of like wintry vibe. I mean, I've never been. I'm glad it's not going to like summer ski and like cold. Like, is all I'm saying. So very cool. Happy for Sundance.
I'm willing to go.
Great. Great news, Ducky. Great news. Good job.
Booyah.
News stories. Thank you, Peter. But
all right.
Who really cares about news stories? All we really care about is Nate's choice. And I don't have the theme.
Black or white, 1 or 2. It's Nate's choice. What you gonna do? Fight or flight, hot or cool. It's Nate's choice. Tell me what you gonna choose.
Suck it.
What the fuck am I gonna choose?
I don't even know. I didn't even know like 5 minutes before this started, but I thought of one. I'm going with some actors today. Some actors that we know, some actors that have been in some very similar films as well as a lot of films together. And so I kind of this is a battle of two of the best actors to have ever graced the silver screen. I'm going with Oh, come
can I guess?
on. How'd you know? How'd you
It's gotta be
wow.
It's not that. That's crazy.
There's no way.
It's gotta be Damon and Affleck. It's gotta be Damon and Affleck, right?
Ooh, it's not Damon and Affleck. We're going larger, like bigger actors.
Damon and Jessica Chastain. Matt Damon for sure. And
I want to see if you guys can guess it from my face.
Oh, Robert De Niro and Ben Stiller. And Tommy Lee Jones. I'm the old guys.
We're going with Robert De Niro, and I think Spencer might be ahead of me with this one.
Christopher Walken.
Al Pacino.
Oh.
They were
Man,
in the
we're going old
Godfather
guys.
movies. They were together in Heat, which I have not seen, but Spencer has been telling me about that for years that I need to watch it, and I haven't yet. Both Oscar winners. De Niro's won twice. I believe Pacino has only won once. Strangely, for Scent of a Woman. But yeah, these two guys have legendary actors from the 70s, and they're still working now. With Robert De Niro coming out with Alto Nights. I haven't seen Al Pacino in a little bit, but these are two of the greatest actors to ever grace the screen with some phenomenal performances. Me and Spencer covered Dog Day Afternoon, which is a great Al Pacino role. And Robert De Niro, Meet the Fockers.
That's the one that comes to mind for me too. I'm like, I don't know,
because I'm trying to think of like modern movie. He was in The Intern, all that stuff with Anne Hathaway. Yeah, these guys.
Dirty Grandpa, wasn't he in that?
Yep, he was. They even did a Robert De Niro party in Neighbors, where McLovin wasn't even De Niro; he was Al Pacino.
Dave Franco was like great. De Niro.
You talking to me? Oh, Taxi Driver. Okay,
he's in
that's
Shark Tale.
my Nate's choice. One of these guys hops on the train. The other one gets his head shaved and has to go dig out stumps.
Yeah. Oh man, and Helen Mirren throws him off the train.
Well, regardless of what we pick, we automatically lose The Godfather Part 2 and Heat. So
wait, that's good. Okay, I feel like those
movies, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and The Irishman. We lose The Irishman, and we lose
Casino,
Righteous Kill, whatever movie that they were in together from like 2007.
I feel like this is uncharted waters to have a movie where both of them are in the movie, so by default it disappears no matter what. For multiple like iconic films, this has never happened. So I feel like there should be a new rule set in place for this type of situation. Like we shouldn't lose The Godfather no matter what.
Pick. One of them goes.
There's no winning here. Okay.
Essentially,
what I'm saying is the roles aren't going away.
I'm essentially picking which actor I like watching more, and maybe which actor I think is stronger. And in that aspect, I go Robert De Niro. I've seen more of his movies. I think he gives better performances, to be honest. I think Al Pacino kind of does the same shtick in most of his movies. Whereas De Niro has a lot more range. Like he can play a sweet, loving, caring guy. He can also play a complete psychopath. I mean, Cape Fear. I mean, geez.
Great movie.
And I mean, obviously, Heat and Godfather 2 and Irishman, those are all great movies that both actors are in. But I would argue that De Niro is better in all of them. I mean, De Niro is incredible in The Godfather Part 2, basically speaking Italian the entire time. Learned a whole language to do it. So I go Robert De Niro, honestly, in a landslide for me. I just enjoy his performances more. I like Pacino, but I don't love him. I honestly would go Joe Pesci over Pacino if that was paired, because My Cousin Vinny, I think, is better than anything that Pacino has done.
That's such a good movie. God, this is tough because the rules as they've stand in the past, it's not just the fact that the role is replaced with someone else. The film completely gets erased from history. That's how
you think of it. That's not what I thought of it just then. But that's how you're.
No, I even said before it started. I said John. There's no. This is my game. I create the rules.
wait. Okay.
So
okay,
if
that's
De Niro
fine.
was gone, someone else would have played him. It just would have affected.
Like Eric Bana,
the movie was.
Like Eric Bana replaces him with his bare ass. Like I'm just confused. I just want to make sure that we have.
Spencer, can you help me? Thank you. Can you take me away too? Oh.
No, it's fine. God, this is tough because I'm honestly not well versed in either of these handsome fellas' filmography. Like I've seen a handful of movies from both of them. Most of the movies I've seen, they aren't like the main character in those movies. So like. I look at De Niro, and obviously the one that jumps out to me is Shark Tale. and Rocky and Bullwinkle. So I'm not really 100% sure where I want to go with that, but I don't think I've seen enough of Al Pacino. And if I haven't watched The Godfather by this point in my life, I don't know if I ever will. And I don't really want to part with movies like I don't know. God, maybe I will go with Al Pacino. This is so tough, dude. What is this? Marvin's Room?
What is this?
Okay, John's going with Al Pacino. Nate, what do you got?
Sure.
You know, I made this in my head just a few minutes before. I was trying to figure out what would be a good matchup, and I thought it was going to be a lot closer. It's not though, because I'm on Spencer's side with De Niro. He's just, I will say, Dog Day Afternoon, fantastic Pacino performance. Him in Godfather Part 1 is very subtle but very important because it leads into the Michael Corleone that we know. But there's some, like, I can't imagine anyone else in Taxi Driver or whoever plays young Vito in Godfather Part 2. It's just, you can't think of it. Exactly.
I've never seen this movie.
Collins was really good. I like Danny Collins.
Neither have I. I've seen it pop up in a lot of places, but I think with the release of his greatest film, Alto Nights, recently, I think I'm gonna have to go with Robert De Niro. You know,
another Warner Brothers movie that cost $130 million to make, and it's making no money in the box office. Yeah,
I didn't see it.
Another example of Warner Brothers bad spending, but whatever.
They're trying to use older stars to sell their movies, and they don't realize the audience that they're trying to sell it to. But I'm going with De Niro. Nothing against Al Pacino. He's a fantastic actor, but something about Robert De Niro, when I think of top of the class when it comes to acting, Robert De Niro's right up there. So I gotta go with him. He just, something about that face.
And he was like really good in Lincoln, so I'll give it to him. Yeah, it was Tommy Lee Jones.
But that was our choice.
Yeah.
That was Nate's choice, actually. So, John, you lose.
So Al Pacino gets thrown off the train and gets captured by the Nazis. Cool. All right.
He does. That is correct. And Robert De Niro goes off to the next concentration camp and possibly gets picked in that one. So we'll see what happens at the next stop.
The rules for this game make no sense. I'm very confused.
Well, it doesn't have to make sense because it's my game.
Exactly. It's Nate's choice.
The rules change every week.
Nate's choice, yeah.
No. Let's have fun.
Right.
All right, what's next, Ducky?
Get into some new releases because fuck ton. Holy shit.
Yes, the new releases. Yes, the new releases. Yes, the new releases. Yes, the new releases.
That's crazy that you just have Sex and the City 2 and Black Demon on DVD sitting on your desk at all times, just in case.
Yeah,
I'm like
quality cinema at my fingertips.
That's Spencer's like rough day 2-pack. Just Sex and the City 2. And then
shout out to Lucas. He came back from like Irving Gash with Black Demon on DVD, a movie I gave a 0.5 out of 5. But yeah, fun
Respect.
movie. Go watch it.
Thank you, Lucas, friend of the show.
Leave it sealed. It could go out of print.
Anyways, new releases. The segment where we talk about new releases.
So many releases to talk about. I don't remember like who's seen what and everything. I know for a fact that we've all seen at least one of these movies here. Do you guys want to get into that one first, or do you want to just pick a random one? What do you want to do?
I don't care.
Well, I don't know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go with the movie we've all seen
in this time. Okay.
We all saw Black Bag. which is a movie that came out a couple of weeks ago at this point. It might be even on VOD. Who knows? But it's Michael Fassbender, Kate Blanchett. There's a bunch of other people like Pierce Bronson in it. It's got a 96% Rotten Tomatoes, one of the highest rated movies of the year so far. 70% audience, though. 7.3 on IMDb, and it's directed by Steven Soderbergh, his second film of 2025 so far. His first being Presence, which came out in January, and then Black Bag 2 months later. So he is crushing it in 2025, as far as I am concerned. I didn't know much about this movie going into it. I just knew kind of like what I just said up top, that it's got some good reviews. I heard that the screenplay was decent. It's like really sharp and twisty. It's one of those kind of smart thrillers that doesn't rely on action. It relies more on dialogue. So I was totally like, okay, cool. Let's go and check it out. And personally, this was right up my alley. I had a great time with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll see anything Steven Soderbergh. I'll even buy it opening weekend when it comes out on Blu-ray for $25 when it's called Side Effects. But I was looking forward to this one, the second Steven Soderbergh movie of the year that came out after Presence, which was also very cool, very unique. But I'll see anything with Michael Fassbender. I won't say the same about Kate Blanchett, but I don't know why. I might be. I think that she's grown on me a little bit, but I kind of like the concept of this movie where they're all hiding something. They're all sitting around the table lying to each other, and you know, it goes to some crazy places. It really does. Cinematography was beautiful. Really good use of light and shadows and stuff like that. And I don't remember a ton about the plot because it has been 2 weeks, but I do remember really enjoying this movie.
This movie's a blast. Spencer, basically, I asked him one day when I was going to Bangor, I'm like, there's nothing really playing that I'm interested in. And he sends me a screenshot of Black Bag's Rotten Tomatoes score at the time. And he goes, go see this. It's playing at 3:30 or something in Bangor. Go see it. So I said, okay. And so I hung out at Bull Moose for like 3 hours and went and saw this. And
no wonder you spent $150 on movies.
I know every title in that movie like the back of my hand. But yeah, this movie is a blast. It's short, sweet, hour and a half, which I think really benefits it because it doesn't slow down and give you a chance to like lull and sit back. Stuff's going all the time. Michael Fassbender's always doing something. And I think, to me, the most intriguing thing is when he goes to the lake. That's when I'm like, oh, he must really be contemplating or planning something because he needs his alone time. That's where he needs to go and think because that's where he's the most clear. And plus,
his character was really interesting.
He was, and he was the guy who does all the lie detector tests. And so the whole time, his face never really changes because he knows what everyone's all about. Basically, the whole time, he's just kind of figuring it out, asking questions. But there's a scene in this where he looks so scared that he's gonna get caught. They're just sitting in this boardroom, and he's just,
yeah.
I'm like, buddy, you're not selling it. You are not hiding it well.
Yeah. I just found this movie to be
a great movie.
Just super, like, just very slick. Just, yeah, like you said, it was 90 minutes. It flew by for me. The plot was really engaging. The performances were great. Like, I really liked the characters in the movie. Like everyone was just, like, mysterious and, like, hiding something, like you said. Just like a really smart little thriller that kind of came out of nowhere. And I like that the movie didn't really have like that much action. I mean, there's maybe like one shooting in the movie and like that's it. It really just relied on just being a clever screenplay and it pulled it off. And I like the directing a lot. The score was great, kind of reminded me of like the Ocean's movies, like the way they use like the drums and like I don't know, just a really good score. So so far it's one of my favorites of the year. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I would totally pick this up on Blu-ray and watch it, though. I really enjoyed it. If it's like $10, get it.
I do remember really like really liking it. I guess I just went in expecting a little bit more action, but when it comes to like MI6 and like these kind of like English agents, they're all, like you guys said, very, very slick, very under the radar. They only do things when they feel like they have to do things. And I was sitting there the whole time and I really didn't know who was behind this shit. Like they do kind of throw you for a loop and they talk in circles. And I do think the dialogue was one of the best parts about this movie, just the conversations that they were having like at the dinner table. But yeah, I mean, I liked it. I don't think that it like blew me away or anything, but for what it was, I love everything that Soderbergh puts together. I mean, he's just a very, very talented director. So, and it's nice to see Michael Fassbender because he doesn't do a ton of movies anymore. Just these types of movies, I guess.
Which is fine. Like, if he's gonna be selective, I'd rather he do that than just take a paycheck.
Yeah, and like I didn't hate Kate Blanchett either. That's what I was trying to get to. It's like she's kind of a badass in this movie, I don't know. She's not
And
bad.
she's smoking hot, just saying.
Yeah,
I think she is, personally.
she's like 50. Like she's killing it. Like goddamn.
Oh shit. Oh yeah. Did you give it?
We great. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Like again, I really liked it, but I don't know. I needed a little bit. I need some shooting. I need like a car chase or something. Would have been nice.
You gave Presence a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I loved Presence. Presence was so cool.
So you like Presence
Really?
more?
Yes.
Interesting.
Oh
Yes.
man, that's like
I gave
my
him
least
I gave
favorite
them
of the
both
year.
a 4, I think, but I do like Black Bag, I think, a little bit more. But
I have Presence as
Nate.
my number 4. Black Bag is my number 12 right now.
Dang.
What did
I
you-
must
would
have
you
missed
give this
something
movie?
with Present. I gave this a 4 out of 5 as well. Just a lot of fun, and it's one of those movies where it's so quick, it's fast, but a lot of stuff happens where they're almost gonna get caught or something's about to happen. Like Fassbender's in the room and they're getting the footage of his wife, and they have to do it quick before they notice that it changes over. And there just felt like there were actual stakes, like with time going fast, trying to cover things up, figure out who did what and who's stabbing who in the back. And I will say the lie detector scene in that movie was like exhilarating because it just kept cutting between all the different people, and you could tell who was taking it seriously and who wasn't, which kind of led to who you thought the rat was, who the mole was.
And who knew how to lie in a lie detector test, but Michael Fassbender could still sniff him out. That was cool.
He's like, "Oh, you read
Yeah.
this book, right? It was from page something, something, something." And she goes, "Yeah, I read it before I came in." And he's like, "You're not going to get past him." That's why he's never surprised. He's always just kind of on edge. Like, oh, if somebody finds out, like I'm screwed and everyone else is screwed too. But it was a surprise to me how much I liked it. And I was willing to go see it a second time right afterwards because I was like, that was fast. I want to understand it a little bit more. But there was somebody snoring in my theater.
Oh my god!
Right at the beginning of the movie.
God.
That sucks.
Like they're having that talk at the dinner table at the beginning, and I just hear. I'm like,
Don't fucking pay to go to a movie then. If you're
Yeah,
gonna fall
I
asleep,
almost
then
said that.
fuck off.
It was like, if you're
in your
coming here
car.
to watch a movie, sleep at home. Like,
God
come
damn.
on.
I would have thrown my
Dude.
shoe at them.
I don't remember what movie it
took my
was that I
shoes off.
saw, but there was a guy next to me that fell asleep in the first 5 minutes with 3 empty beer like cups next to him. Like, you spent $16 a cup just to fall asleep next to me and snore. Fuck you. Oh,
Have you guys ever
man.
fallen asleep in a movie? I know Nate has not.
Nope.
There's no way Nate has. John, have you ever fallen
Yeah.
asleep in a movie theater?
I don't remember it because I would have been asleep, but I think that I fell asleep during Walk Among the Tombstones
Okay.
or whatever.
Interesting.
What the Liam
I
Neeson
know
movie?
for a fact I slept through the majority of A Million Ways to Die in the West when we saw that in theaters.
That was
'cause,
probably
like,
the
I
same
remember-
summer that we saw those two movies.
We watched Days of Future Past at like Nordica, and then we drove to the Regal and we saw A Million Ways to Die in the West, and it was like 10:30 p.m. worked all day, and I remember the opening credits, like the train stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then just the ending. Like, I don't remember anything that happened in that movie. It was so
You didn't miss much.
terrible that
So I don't go to
fell
movies
asleep
that late
through the whole
anymore.
movie. That's the only time that's happened, but that's crazy.
Damn.
All right, Black Bag. We all saw it. We all liked it. And awesome. Another
Yes.
movie that I know you two have seen that I have yet to watch, but I will definitely check it out once it's available. Novocaine.
Oh, a little Jack
Ooh, yeah.
Quaid, Dennis Quaid's Nepo kid. Yeah, this one, he's more than that. He's more than that.
Wow.
He's his own person. God forbid.
Jack
But he is
Nicholson's
getting
son
a
is in
lot of
that?
roles. He's getting a lot of
Yeah.
roles. Novocaine, I saw the trailer. It's one of those movies. Saw the trailer 15, 20 times leading up to it. And I wasn't looking forward to it until the reviews came out as an 82% of Rotten Tomatoes, 85 audience, 6.8 IMDb. So I just wanted to go in and have a good time, kind of turn my brain off. And this movie really exhibits that. It's just like he has this weird ability that's not necessarily a superpower. You can call it a superpower where he just doesn't feel
Josipa.
pain. So he just, you can stick a fork in his face and it doesn't matter. You can set him on fire. You can put his hand in a boiling pot and he can just kind of do his thing. And he's just this, I don't know, kind of boring guy that works at a bank that goes through some crazy shit over the course of this movie. And it was just kind of hysterical. Like I was laughing throughout. It was ridiculous. Maybe made me like Jack Quaid a little bit more because I just want to hate him. I don't know why. I think he just has that face. But
I think
I
of
don't
him
know.
as a better Glenn Powell.
Well, he's less handsome than
A more
Glenn Powell.
expressive, and I think just a better actor. Like if you
I
were to
just
put
think
him in
how does he
action
keep
movies.
booking roles? He's so he's such a vanilla human being. I don't what did you think though?
I had fun. I liked the concept of this because instead of it being a superpower, which could make things a little unfair when it comes to fighting and whatnot, this is actually SIPA. So like this is a real thing that people have where you just have no
This is
pain
real?
reflex. Yes. Oh yeah,
Nah.
that's a diagnosed thing. Yeah, where you feel no pain, but you can still face the repercussions of it.
It's like
And I
being
think
paralyzed.
I think that's an interesting take because you can feel real heroic like he does, but he still might have to face the consequences because of it. Because he's not just gonna heal like Wolverine.
Right. He doesn't heal, he just doesn't feel. Oh.
I totally
that's
thought that in this movie he could regenerate and it was invincible.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
interesting. No,
No,
that's
he
actually a
cannot.
spin that I now am more intrigued to see. So okay, that's
Well, it makes it more real. Like he can do all this stuff, sure. He can fight the crime, try and save people, but
If he was
he
able
could
to heal
still
like
die in
Wolverine,
the
I wouldn't care
process,
about this
so
movie. I wouldn't care at all because yeah, we fucking seen that a million times. Like I'd have no interest. But the fact that he's just a
why
regular
I haven't
dude.
seen it.
Yeah,
Not
no,
even
no. He's
kidding.
he's a regular guy that works at a bank, falls in love with this girl that's working there. Shit goes down, and he has to deal with this mob guy, and of course he ends up in all these precarious situations where he gets injured quite badly, but he doesn't feel it, and that does make for a lot of funny moments in this movie. And Jack Quaid is pretty funny. I don't want to think he's funny, but he is. He is.
there's a scene with Jack Quaid and then a mob guy. I won't get too much into it, but they play You're the Inspiration by Chicago. I
Yeah.
laughed so hard at
Is it
his acting because just think of it. This guy feels no pain, but somebody's trying to inflict pain.
okay?
So how do you react to it? And then when this song is playing, this real lovey-dovey uplifting song by Chicago, and Jack Quaid's just kind of really needing to act. It's really, really funny. The story is kind of run of the mill. Oh,
It's
fall
hit or
in love
miss.
with
Yeah.
this girl, stuff happens. He has to hop in and try and save the day. We've seen that a million times, but I like this aspect of it because sure, he could do all these things. He can withstand all this abuse, but he's not like Wolverine where he's just gonna regenerate and he's good in a day. Like this guy could go to the hospital and fall to the wounds that he has, even though he doesn't feel it.
Which could actually work against him because there's this whole bit where like he doesn't eat certain foods in the movie because he wouldn't know if he bit his tongue or like was choking or something like that. And that's kind
Yeah,
of like a
because he
funny
wouldn't
like
feel it.
he only has liquids, he only has smoothies, he won't eat actual food. So like that's kind of a funny bit throughout the movie too. So there's like these weird quirky things about his condition that
This is
just
pie.
make it more hilarious, you know.
I love pie.
Oh yeah, he's never had pie. Yeah, it's like so stupid. But yeah, we could wrap it up. I mean, it was fun. Like again, I saw Black Bag and Novocaine like back to back, one day after the other 2 weeks ago, and you're making me remember. Like I did enjoy this one. It was fun and silly and ridiculous, and sometimes that's just the type of movie I need to see. So I think I gave this. Let me see. I gave it a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5.
Oh shit.
I liked it. It was good.
Damn, that's
Okay.
I know. I know.
I went a little lower. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5, mainly because it was kind of a story that we had already seen before, but just with a different take on this character and what he's willing to do and what he's able to do, because he's not like a John Wick. He's not just like a
Right.
martial arts expert, like trained killer. He's an assistant manager at a bank.
Yeah.
The most normal guy. And they say that throughout the whole movie, these cops that are following them. Like, no, this guy's just in a gray suit. He's just a bank manager. Like they're expecting this hitman, and it's literally just Jack Quaid being like, "Hey, I can't feel this. I'm taking this car. Bye."
He has like a
Um,
phone call with a detective, and they have like a very normal conversation, and she's just like, I think he's just a guy.
A
Like
guy.
it was
Yeah.
like really funny. Like just he's just like a normal dude.
Yeah.
Are you
And
sure?
it's one of
This guy is
those
dead.
I've been trying to see other movies in theaters instead of just like the big releases. And I was at the theater and I went, this looks silly fun. I'll give it a chance. And I liked it a lot. 3.5 might not sound like I liked it a lot, but it's more or
No.
less because we've seen a story like this before. But just the way they tell it made it really unique. So it really opened my eyes to just other types of movies, other random action comedies, and I'd be willing to sit in the theater for it. And I think it's only like what, an hour and 45. It's a little bit.
It's a little longer, but yeah,
There's a
I mean,
little
that's not too
slow,
bad.
some slow spots, but when the action picks up, it's actually kind of fun. So,
Hour 50. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah,
Cool.
Novocaine, and it's funny like when they see the guy and he asks why his name's Novocaine. And his name's Nathan in the movie. So plus,
That's an instant half a star increase right there.
if I was Michael Caine's son, this is the character I would be. Novocaine.
all right. So was Black Bag and Novocaine. Those are these movies that more than one of us have seen. The rest is just a hodgepodge of just movies that have come out recently that at least one of us have seen. It's on the ticker on the screen below. But Nate, just pick a movie and we'll just go for it. We'll do quickies here. What you got?
My
Well,
groceries just got delivered, so I'm gonna put them in the fridge. So you start with something that I
Am
haven't
I
seen.
going with one that I've seen?
You can pick any of these movies here. Go for it.
Let's
Any
go-
single one.
I've Death of a Unicorn. I know nothing about it, but I want to hear you talk about it. But like I've seen
This is
Snow White and
the-
Alto Nights, so those are
This is the Jenna
Two
Ortega
others.
one. First off, for the listeners, the ticker on screen: Snow White, Alto Nights, Death of a Unicorn, Odessa, The Electric State, The Rule of Jenny Penn, Riff Raff, Woman in the Yard, and Holland. A bunch of movies.
I'm
have come out
excited for
recently.
Woman in the Yard.
Those are all of them. Death of a Unicorn, Jenna Ortega, Paul Rudd. If you're gonna see this movie, see it because of the cast. That's the reason why this movie works. It's a really high concept. Not all the jokes do land though. I thought that the movie was kind of running a little too long. It was kind of, I don't know. I didn't love it as much as I was hoping to. I mean, for A24, I was expecting it to be maybe a little bit better, to be honest. That's not really saying much, but I don't want to spoil it. The third act, it gets ridiculous. It goes balls to the wall. It goes. You're really getting the crazy action in the third act. But the first half, I mean, it's fun. It's silly. Like I said, it's high concept. But I think I was expecting it to be better. It's 3.5. I still liked it. I just didn't love it. Is all.
Yeah,
No,
it's playing at
that's a little mixed
Bangor,
on it.
and I was gonna see it, but the showtime wasn't till like 4:15, and I was like,
Yeah, I mean,
I'll see.
I if you have nothing to do and for a matinee, I'd say like if you know what you're gonna jump into, there's fun to be had for sure. But I think you could totally just watch this on HBO Max in a couple of months and honestly just get the same thing out of it. But it's totally fine though. It's good for the most part. But yeah,
Okay.
Death of Unicorn. But everyone wants to know, how is Snow White? Is it really as bad as everybody is saying it? Is Rachel Zegler as insufferable as the internet seems to think she is? Because the movie right now on IMDb, I think it has a 1.5, which
Okay,
is
see,
just
I
terrible.
think
It's so
that's
bad
way
that
too much.
it's now regarded as one of the worst movies of all
That
time.
it's not.
Which,
It's
yeah,
not.
there's no way. There's
It's not.
absolutely no way.
It's. I will say, Gal Gadot very miscast. She doesn't emote very well, and so when she's angry, she looks the same, and when she's happy, she looks the same. I will say, Rachel Zegler to me has turned a new leaf in my eye, I guess, because I actually kind of like her as Snow White because she can sing really well. She's not a half bad actress. She's actually
Low
pretty
bar.
endearing in this role, huh?
What? I was saying low bar from past roles to be better.
And
Yeah.
this is like the first live action Disney movie I've seen since Beauty and the Beast, if that says anything.
Wow. That's like
but
8 years.
yeah, and the thing with this movie is at the beginning I thought this is the most stereotypical fairy tale live action adaptation, which everyone has been saying about it. But when it got to the dwarves is when I got excited because just out of the blue you just hear hi ho, and I was like, yes, here they come. And I'm glad they didn't use real actors or go down the bandit route to like replace them. I thought they had a lot of good character. They have all their distinct personalities. I get it, they're kind of cheesy, but it's supposed to be a fairy tale. I like how it's done. I guess they get a lot of stuff right that was in like the original with the haunted forest and the old woman in the apple. It's not the greatest movie in the world. I'm not saying that, but some of the songs I really enjoyed. I thought they were good.
Jesus Christ.
I thought it had a decent meaning behind it. It was kind of flat. Like I'm looking at this Disney movie and I'm expecting it to be this grand universe with color and stuff. It's there, but it also just felt like a matte painting that they were all on.
I heard it was a very bland, like almost like S-log looking movie. Like it didn't look vibrant. Like these posters are extremely misleading. Like it did not have the vibrance of Snow White at all.
It felt like they were just acting in a studio with all green screens, which is probably what they did. And I'm just giving the merit to like the music that was put behind it. The costumes were actually really good. I like that they went with the original Snow White. It sounds like I'm giving it this glowing review, but it did have its flaws with just beat by beat by beat, the same as every Disney live action movie there is. I respect what they did with it. But I gave it a 2.5 out of 5. It's just under fresh. It's under fresh. But I do think Rachel Zegler did a good job as Snow White, and the dwarves got me to enjoy the movie a little bit more. If they weren't involved, I probably would have been pretty bored because all the other characters around are just flat, especially Gal Gadot. Like she's supposed to be this menacing queen, and she just doesn't feel like a threat at all. Yeah, I guess that's all I could really say about it. I will say
All right, well,
Dopey
2.5.
is like the outstanding hero for me. I know John Flickinger doesn't care for Dopey, but
Does he not?
well, that's what Spencer said. He's like, yeah, he thinks
Yeah.
he's
Really?
like creepy, and I'm
John
like, no, he's
Flickinger,
just
yeah.
odd looking.
He made a tweet saying that he was nightmare fuel or something. Like,
I
it
mean,
was
he's not
just funny.
wrong. He's not wrong about that.
I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know, but I'll totally watch it in the background on Disney Plus. And
I'm gonna watch this movie. I have to have an opinion on it. Like, my opinion right now is so incredibly negative that I want to try to push all the political narratives surrounding this movie, because there's very few movies in the world that deserve a 1.5 at IMDb. I don't care how bad it is. Like, I could make a movie right now on my iPhone and I feel it would have a better rating than that. So that's clearly completely a deflated or an inflated ranking to be that low. I mean, that's insane. It just, if Rachel Zegler wasn't such an outspoken person who shouldn't be saying these certain things on camera, then it would, it wouldn't have been so low. But I will see the movie. I will see the movie.
I was nervous going into it because, first of all, I'm a 30-year-old guy walking into the theater looking at this teenage girl who's at the register, and I'm going, one for Snow White. And then
You
I'm in the theater
say
with...
it.
Huh?
Do you have to say it like vocally to
Yeah.
another human being? Oh wow.
Yeah, what are you going to see today? And then I say Snow White.
Oogie loves
And then
good
I'm in a
bullying.
theater, there's a bunch of kids around. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be dreadful. But it was actually pleasant because it was nice to see a young generation in the movie theater enjoying a classic tale. It was heartwarming in that way. Like, there was a little girl 3 seats down who like had this little step stool so that she could get into the
Oh
chair.
my god, that's so cute.
But she was standing up out of her chair and kind of waiting back and forth during the songs. And at first I was a little annoyed, but then I went, this is probably the highlight of their life right now. So I just accepted it and was like, they're having a blast. I'll have a good time. Great theater experience.
All right,
Yeah.
well, good. I'm glad you went and checked it out and had a good time. Nice.
2.5.
But
I'll reiterate that. Still not great, but
and
watchable.
John, out of nowhere, you went out and checked out the new film from Blumhouse, The Woman in the Yard.
That I
directed
did.
by- Directed by Jean-Marc Serre. Holy shit! I did not know it was directed by him.
Who's that? I
That's
don't know who that
interesting.
is. Oh,
He
the-
did
oh,
Jungle Cruise.
Carry
He
On.
did Carry On, Black Adam.
You met this guy.
A bunch of Liam Neeson movies. Very very nice guy. Very very cool. I didn't know
Oh,
that he even
great.
directed this. But
Did he make the
Woman
stickers that you
in
gave
the
me?
Yard.
That sticker that's on my hat.
Did he make the stickers?
about-
He's
Make
the
it?
director.
Yeah, didn't you say there was a guy that you worked with who like he made these stickers with like weird artistic drawings? It's like a guy's face.
Oh
He
yeah,
made-
no, that's entirely different. That was on Bad Boys. But
Oh,
Woman
okay.
in the Yard, John. I didn't know anything about this movie, to be honest. Like I said, I didn't even know who directed it until just now. But I knew
Wow.
that it was Blumhouse. I knew that it was coming out this weekend. And I just saw a couple letterbox logs like on Friday, seeing like 1, 2, like 1.5. I'm like, oh shit.
Really?
I
I
haven't
saw the trailer.
dug further than that. So, but you said recently
know,
that you kind of liked it. So tell us about it.
I went and saw it yesterday morning. This is another one of those movies. I go to AMC a lot. You see all the trailers because there's 25 minutes of trailers before every movie. This is one that kind of freaked me out a little bit. And going into this, I didn't know what I was getting into other than a woman that's going to be sitting in that yard, and she sure as hell does that a whole lot. The title of this movie is pretty darn accurate because she sits in that yard for like 45 minutes straight and just gets painfully closer to this family that's in a farmhouse. Yeah, you love a horror movie in a farmhouse. They have no power. They're trying to figure out who the hell is this lady, and they're trying to deal with their own demons as well. So there's some other meanings and metaphors going on here. It's not just physically about the woman sitting there terrorizing them. So I think this movie's a lot deeper than I expected it to be. There's a lot more going on here. It's really kind of just covering grief. Like it reminded me a lot of the Babadook in a sense. I know that that's a pretty crazy comparison, but in terms of the subject matter being explored, it's quite reminiscent of that movie. And it's a little jumpy. Like there's like 4 or 5 moments where I'm like, ugh, really? Of course. It's hard to avoid with these films. I also think the trope of a woman, whether in a black dress, you obscure her face and
Looks like
just,
Helen Mirren from Winchester.
it kind of does. And bad movie, by the way, Winchester. I saw it.
Bad, awful.
Isn't it literally it's about the family who makes the gun?
movie's so
It's like so
boring.
fucking
Oh my
stupid.
God.
Terrible.
It's about the Winchester house, but anyway.
Jason
Yeah.
Clarke's in it though.
Yes, he is. That's why it's so bland.
That makes a lot of sense. Wow. He also plays Helen Mirren in the movie. No, so I just I liked this movie. I did. I think the big downgrade for me was the child acting of the little girl. She was horrendous. There were a lot of moments that I was like, just shut up. Like I just it'd be better if you said nothing. So the mom was good. The other child was good, and honestly, the woman in the yard was quite menacing. So it could have been better, sure, but I was pretty freaked out. I covered my eyes a few times, and I think it does have a solid like narrative underlying the horror. So I liked it. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. She's in that
I want to
yard.
see that and Death of a Unicorn. Those were two that they released on Thursday, but they had late day showings, and I didn't have the time to stay. But I would have double featured probably both of those.
I also thought about double featuring, but ended up not. But Spencer,
To
speaking
be
of,
honest, I probably will just watch this when it comes out on streaming. I don't think I'm gonna go to the theaters to see it, but I'm glad that you liked it. You seem to be above what other people are
Above
saying.
average,
I
yeah.
pulled up the Rotten Tomatoes a few times. It's in like the 40s audience and critics, and 2.6 on Letterboxd. So yeah, we'll see.
I have it higher than Black
Cool.
Bag, so I mean,
You gave it
I-
the same grade though, technically.
yeah, I have a lot of recency bias too whenever I watch movies, but yeah, I liked it.
All right. The one movie that I do want to mention, if I'm going to mention any other movie that's on this list that's tickering below, it's this movie. I don't know if John ended up watching it or not.
I did not get around to it last night. I probably
Okay.
should have.
That's fine. And to be honest, I don't even know if Nate knows what this movie is.
Try me.
Rule of Any Pen.
Nope.
Have you heard of this movie? You have not
No,
heard
I
of this
have not.
movie? That's
Nope.
exciting. Nate, I really want you to watch this movie this week.
What's
The
it
Rule
on?
of Jenny Penn. It's on Shudder. It's a
Shudder.
Shudder original that just came out on Friday. Stars Jeffrey Rush and John Lithgow. So two like very, very
you
good
told
actors.
me about this. You
did
told
tell
me
you about
about
this,
this. Yeah.
It's one of the most like disturbing and bleak movies that I've seen so far this year. It's very unsettling. It's honestly torturous at times. It's basically John Lithgow playing this
damn.
insane patient at a nursing home that runs around and torments the other patients at night using this little like hand puppet called Jenny Penn. And he just torments these old people. It's so heartbreaking. It's so sad at times. And you literally want to curse the staff. You're like, what the fuck is the staff doing here? But the movie is so kind of up my alley in a way. It's so dark. It is oddly really funny at times. John Lithgow is so terrifying in this role. I mean, he's great as the Trinity Killer in Dexter season 4. He's been a villain in some other film that Brian De Palma made in the 90s or 80s. I haven't seen it. I forget the name of it.
Body
But
double.
he is usually just a kind of like a sweet guy, kind of character actor. And when he gets to play villain, he just unleashes this demon, and he does it here. He is fantastic. It's shot really well, edited very well. It's maybe a little too long, but I had a great time with this movie. Gave it a 3.5 out of 5. I enjoyed it, but it is bleak and it is fucked up. So know that before you watch it. But
I'll watch it
it's
tomorrow.
out on Shudder. So
The
give it a
poster
watch.
alone is horrifying. I don't love that.
That's what you're getting into
I
right
do.
there. Yeah. Just
Yeah,
an old
that
man
seems.
just wanting to torture other people. It's
Is that him literally like
Perfect.
pushing a man off a cliff in a wheelchair? Because I'm in. That's what it's giving me. Does
We'll
he
see
do that
the
in the
movie.
Probably.
You'll see it. You'll see what happens. He does some
All
crazy
right.
stuff in the movie. But that's the only movie I really want to shout out. I mean, there's other movies that we haven't mentioned, like Alto Nights, Odessa, The Electric State, and
You don't need to see Alto
Riff
Nights.
Raff.
You don't need to
see Alto
see.
Nights. I don't feel like I need to
Well,
see that either. Yeah,
There's some
it looks
bits
really
about
bad,
it that I
to be
like.
honest.
I didn't mind parts of it, but
It just looks
within
dull.
the first 30 minutes, I contemplated, am I going to walk out of a movie?
Wow.
Dang,
Like,
that's
I
never a
don't
good
want to be
feeling.
here right now.
What'd you give it?
Crap. I think a 3 at the end.
Oh, okay. This is gut fresh. So
Can we
made it
just
to
do
that.
some quick
Yeah.
grades for the other movies on this list? Because I feel like they're worth just telling people not to see them. In particular, that would be Odessa and The Electric State. You don't need to see
I was
either of these movies.
really disappointed with Odessa. I actually had a little bit of hope for that. It looked like
Oh,
it had a
God,
lot of
why?
visual flair. And Sadie Sink, I don't know. I thought it could be a fun movie, but yeah, I was just like, "What is this?
It
This
was
is
so
ridiculous
bad.
in the bad way." Yeah, so
It's a
I was
rock opera,
disappointed with
right?
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Kind of.
But like,
Yeah.
it just doesn't need
It's
to
just-
exist. It's so crazy that she's
it's
even in the
different.
movie.
It's got a style, but it's out there. It's weird. Yeah,
Listen,
okay.
nobody. If this movie came out in
I gave it a
1995,
2.
nobody would have cared about it. I gave it a 2. I don't care what a Rambler is,
Oh, but she's
and
a
nobody
Rambler,
else
so
does. Sorry, Sadie Sink.
no
I'm so
Oscar for you
sorry.
yet.
Yeah, no.
The Electric State is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life. I honestly don't even want to get into that. So we can.
Fair enough.
John, I think you
I gave
agree.
I gave it half a star. It's an absolute. It's a crime that this movie even exists, and the fact that these actors can promote it with a smile on their face, they should be put in prison. That's how I feel.
And
Absolutely horrendous.
The only other movie that came out that I watched that came out recently that I ended up watching is it's called Riff Raff. Has a really big cast: Ed Harris, Pete Davidson, Bill Murray, Lewis Pullman. There's a bunch of other people in it, but the only thing I really want to mention about it, because I didn't know anything about it going into it, but the whole movie is essentially a bunch of characters trying to get to Yarmouth, Maine. I'm like, wait, what?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's so weird. So shout out to that movie. It's actually kind of fun. I enjoy it. So check it out if it's like streaming on Netflix sometime in a couple months. But big cast and just a really silly kind of funny movie. So
I almost watched
Hell
that the
yeah.
other night. Oh, maybe I'll check it out.
bunch of new releases. Holy shit. Yeah.
What's coming out next? What's coming up next episode? We'll probably talk about the Minecraft movie. What else is there?
Oh, we got a Minecraft movie. Nair's seen The Wizard of Oz in theaters, most likely.
no shit.
Coming up soon.
have,
As far as like other new releases, though, I know the Minecraft movie is kind of like the biggest one. It looks like utter brain rot. I'm kind of curious to check out what is it, War Working Man with Jason Statham, but I definitely don't really want to go into the theaters to see it. And I have heard that Warfare is good. That comes out in April 11th. That
does look cool.
The war movie that Alex Garland is directing. So
we also have early access for The Amateur with Rami Malek and Lawrence Fishburne. But that's April
the
11th.
serial killer.
Know
Or
what
no,
that
he
is.
hunts down his wife's killer or something like that.
I don't know.
Other movies coming up in April. We have Sinners, Ryan Coogler. That looks interesting. We'll see what happens with that one. We have The Accountant 2. The Legend of Ochi, A24 looks kind of interesting. David Sandberg is back with another horror movie, Until Dawn, based on a video game. So we could get some interesting stuff here, but like overall, this year has been a total bust, in my opinion. I have
The Drop as well comes out. That has the guy from
Yeah.
1923 in it. It doesn't
Yeah.
look great, but I like the people behind it.
Christopher Landon, I think, directed and wrote it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've heard decent things about it. So I'll probably, with all those movies that we just mentioned, I'm sure we will see at least one or two.
you're right though, man. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
honestly, this year has not blown me away. The fact that I still have The Monkey as my #1 movie of the year is concerning. And that was good, but like The Monkey, really? That's crazy.
The best piece of work I've seen this year is a TV show that has no distribution, Helen Harper. I mean, that's nothing's gonna
Yeah.
touch that as far as like movies and TV shows, as far as like how that made me feel, as far as like consuming media. That just had a huge impact, and it's just in limbo right now.
It's been
so
a
it's just-
TV year. I think as a whole, I've been way more into TV. But hopefully it
Yeah.
picks it up. It'll pick up. It'll pick up. Wait for the summertime. We'll see what we get.
Now let's do
Um,
trivia.
Yep, we got some trivia. Let's dive in. We've done trivia in a
baby.
bit. Get the theme song going here.
It's time for the answers. You know this fact. For the questions I'm about to ask, like,
What is the capital of Bolivia? It's mainstream, boy.
Actually, it's
But I'm just
Dustin
competing
Trivia.
today.
It's Junkie
Yeah,
trivia.
this is mainstream boy trivia.
Well, you made it up, right?
What?
Technically, it's actually really going to be you guys versus AI, but it can be each other. But I
You
did
can do
technically
whatever you
come
want
up
it
with
to be. Doug.
questions. All right, fine, fuck it.
Do you have the answer for what I'm about to ask?
trivia question.
That drop is
Wow.
ridiculous. That how does that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I have a bunch of random questions
Let's go.
throughout a bunch of tabs, so I'll just kind of bounce around, see what we got.
Want to do
So,
like
yeah,
first
let's
one
do
to
that.
5?
First to 5 seems
Yeah, how do you want to
good.
play? So the first one to get this. Here we go. Easy. What is the subtitle to the second Hunger Games film? Electric State.
Catching Fire.
Catching Fire.
You took quite a long time there, Johnny boy.
Was I Googling
Oh,
Gary? No, I knew it. I knew that one.
All right. Next question. Channing Tatum to rescue the president in White House down. Who played the president?
I think
Okay,
Deb got
John,
it first.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Deb.
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx.
That's right. That's right.
Fuck. That is right. Okay.
Gotta be quicker on the buzzer, dude.
Next question. Who played the ship's chef in 2005's King Kong?
Rachel
Oh.
Ray.
Deb.
Rachel Ray.
Rachel
Yeah.
Ray.
That's your guess, Rachel Ray?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
I saw it once in 2007. I don't remember.
Ken Jeong.
Ken Jeong?
Yeah. Ah, fuck.
No. The answer was Andy Serkis. Looking for Andy
Wow, really?
Serkis. Yep.
Oh,
All right. That's all good. No points for you guys. Let's go with this question.
1-1, by the way. 1-1.
Next question here. Peter Berg directed Dwayne The Rock Johnson in what action film in the 2000s?
The Rundown?
You put it in chat?
Oh, I
Yeah, you
did.
did.
Yeah. Sorry.
You were first?
The Rundown? Yeah. Let's go.
Rundown.
I don't know who that is.
Let's go.
Okay. Alicia Silverstone plays Cher in what 90s film? Not like that's just the character name.
Oh. Clueless? Hey.
Yes. Clueless. Okay. Next question. In The Big Lebowski, what is the dude doing when the guys break into their house? Deb.
He is sitting on the toilet.
He's doing the dishes. I don't know.
Can I try again?
Okay. You guys both get another guess then.
Okay. All right.
If you get around.
He was taking a bath. Thank
Yep,
you.
he was
Okay.
taking a bath.
I knew it was
Right,
one of the two. He was in the bathroom.
Let's go with in 2008's Wanted. What MCU star plays Barry, Wesley's friend and colleague that has a side relationship with Wesley's girlfriend?
Sorry, I missed that. What was it?
Okay, redoing the question.
Yep.
In 2008's Wanted, what MCU star plays Barry, Wesley's friend and colleague that has a side relationship with Wesley's girlfriend? John.
I buzzed in. I'm gonna go Ryan Reynolds.
Michael Fassbender.
Was the wrong? No,
Like
it
he
was,
got 3 points for that one.
It was Chris Pratt. Looking for Chris Pratt.
Damn it!
during
I
Pratt
thought
days.
about maybe him. Okay, I'm surprised he's in a movie in 2008.
Next question. On Stranger Tides is which number in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise?
I'm gonna say, I think it's number 4. Oh, let's go, dude.
It's number 4. Okay.
2 to 4.
Question. In Jurassic Park, John Hammond's island is off the coast of what Central American country?
I know it.
Wait,
I think.
both are at 5:47 for me. Who went first?
Oh, Nate's first. Then Nate's first.
Okay.
Madagascar.
No. That's not I believe it is Costa Rica.
Damn. I wouldn't even know that one. But you are the Jurassic
I've
Park
only
guy,
seen
I
it
guess.
once, and I saw it like 15 years ago, so I don't.
Yeah, I think you might need a geography lesson too, but I'll take the dub. There we
Geography
go.
Lesson. What the fuck you?
Yeah,
talking
Madagascar's
about?
off the coast of Africa, not Central America.
Oh, I didn't hear Central America.
Okay, I can't. That gets copyrighted every time I use it, so that's all
Oh,
you get,
really?
sorry.
Well, I'll just
That's all you
I'll just pretend.
Stupid
Just a
copyright.
little tease.
I'll take a dub. I don't get them very often on this podcast, so I will
We don't
absolutely
We
take
don't
it.
get copyrighted for this though, so
It would have been closer, but
No,
John
they
wouldn't.
can't
give me
take
the
this away
point.
from us.
yep. Glad you guys
Ah.
had really challenging questions that time around. No easy handouts besides the first
No.
question, catching fire. But John,
Which
good
you
job.
took 10 seconds to answer, so I was like,
Hey man, I know my Jennifer Lawrence and Josh Hutcherson movies and Stanley Tucci and Elizabeth Banks. But thanks so much for watching and listening. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Make sure to go to Instagram at ThoseMovieDudes. If you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you never miss an episode, never miss a live, because we're going live every now and then. So make sure you have those notifications on, because we don't know when it's going to happen, but you want to be there when it's happening.
Quack, quack.
See you next
Pigeon.
time.